Good morning, Minecrafters. I am Dr. Kimberly Quinn, and I'd like to welcome you to a Minecraft discussion on taking time to relax. To really relax. And I'll tell you that I'm actually making this podcast from Barcelona, which is fantastic. And I'm visiting my daughter here, who's been teaching um, elementary students here since September. Second graders, just adorable little second graders. And of course, Spain was closed, Europe was closed, the world was closed for last year. And so now I just finally had a chance to squeak over here. And we were also in Paris and Nice just a few days ago. And so this really has inspired me to do this discussion because this culture is much different than what we have going on in the United States. And just to be very clear with my disclaimer, I love my country, the good old US of A. And I truly believe that, we all have things to offer each other, culturally speaking. We all have things that, to share that we could improve on or change. And it's kind of like take what you want, leave the rest sort of thing. And, in the good old US of A, we certainly have a lot to offer people as well. And that said, we are fast moving in the States. We are gerbils on crack. There's no question. And that said, we also know how to get things done. So, however, really what I've gotten in this week, and I've been to Europe before, I've been to Italy, it's the same there, and Ireland, it's the same there, is the Europeans really have the life balance thing down. They really, really do. And they know how to relax. They know how to actually relax. Um, and also the dressing well thing. I want to get to that next. But they really, seem to, they know how to stop and be affectionate and stay in one place and be in the moment. And this is from the outside looking in. But again, the balance thing is good because we also do need to get things done. And this had me thinking of the movie Eat, Pray, Love, actually. And our daughter was watching it the other night, and I'm like, oh my God, that's exactly the message, that I feel like I'm inspired to say here. And it was, if any of you have seen that, it's the scene with Luca Spaghetti. He's in there getting his hair cut. And he talks about, how Americans, he says we don't seem to think we deserve to have a break. And obviously that isn't all of us, though I think in a broad sense, there's something to be said there. It's like some kind of, I don't know, something on the inside. It feels like we don't deserve a break. And of course, that's the McDonald's little jingle, right? You deserve a break today. And I think, and that's really quite genius, really, to kind of tap into that, because I think many of us don't know what to do. And I certainly can relate to that. I've had times where, if I didn't feel like I was productive, that something was wrong, gotta move, gotta move, gotta move. And it's okay to stop. It's kind of cliche to say stop and smell the roses, but I really think this seems to be hard for many of us. In this very funny scene with Lucas Spaghetti, if you haven't seen it, I think it's very entertaining movie. He talks about, we work so hard. We do, I'm paraphrasing here, do, 12-hour days and fall on the door. And then we sit and watch TV for hours, being sedentary because we've got nothing left. And we'll crack open a beer. I think he says Miller time or something like that. We'll crack open a beer, just be in our pajamas and just stay like that. Then we wake up exhausted on Saturday or Sunday morning, and sleep until noon. And it's not, we certainly, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with sleeping. And of course, it just seems that our reasoning isn't the best. We're just wrecked. We've got nothing left to give. We are running on empty. And then he makes a joke about how the Italians, he says, I think it's dolce va niente, the sweetness of doing nothing. And he talks about how they go home for lunch and they might have sex with their wives, I think he says. And it's just, such a nice view on things. I just felt like I wanted to share that. And then the other thing I really wanted to touch on too is it was very difficult for me to notice, and my daughter and I kept commenting and making jokes that this is just Spain and France and before when I was in Italy years ago. But Spain and France, these are countries that are just where it seems like every single individual, and I use every a lot, it seems every single individual is just really attractive. They're all so good looking. Um, the kids are dressed well, teenagers are dressed well, the adults are dressed well, the older adults, I can't tell you how many 50, 60 and upwards, 70s and 80s somethings were just dressed to the nines and not even like there was like go a lot of them were dressed like they were going to weddings, both countries, like that's their daily thing. And even in more casual wear with skirts and shorts and things like that, they were so put together. Nice haircuts, gorgeous shoes. I think I'm beginning to think that Europe has a thing with shoes in general, because I don't know that I've ever seen a schleppy pair of shoes on anybody, including babies. And Shani and I, my daughter and I, talked about it, that it's such an outward expression of self-respect. Getting up and getting put together, whatever that means for you. Like if you're a nail polish person, um, cleanly shaven, nice haircut, earrings, ties, scarves, good shoes, and that this, across the gender spectrum, whatever that means for you, how you dress. But it's just about being put together. And I think that with the Rona situation, this didn't this didn't help us. And I think that I know a lot of us got into schlep mode. Just we made jokes about it during the pandemic about sort of swapping out our night jammies for day jammies, and that's become a real habit. I know I got into it myself. I admit it, and I know better, and I still got into it because there was this global trauma thing going on, and we just were out of juice and overwhelmed and whatever. And now I think now that it's kind of getting past us, we can maybe find something for a mojo to get back into getting up and really getting ourselves put together, because we feel better when we're put together. And just this short time in Europe, I bought a few things on sale. It doesn't have to mean a lot of money. In fact, I'm thinking of someone I knew growing up. She actually, two someones. One of them made her own clothes, and the other one, she actually went to thrift stores and things because she liked to. And they didn't have a lot of money, but she liked to. And it doesn't take a lot of money. And I'm thinking both of these people I'm thinking of growing up looked like $1 million. And it was on a shoestring of a budget. It doesn't have to necessarily mean money. And the clothes I got here there wasn't a lot of clothes. I bought myself a nice pair of very Barcelona looking pants. I think they were 20 euros. I don't even know if they were that. Anyway, 20 euros or something. And not that can't be a lot of money at times. And then I had a black shirt I brought with me, my sandals I brought with me, my earrings my daughter gave to me, and it's all of a sudden like I felt like woohoo! I had a little Barcelona swag going on, and for all of 20 whatever euros, the whole thing. I bought a hat for $6 too, or euros, sorry. But it doesn't have to mean a lot of money, and all of a sudden, it's like that fake it till you make it thing, and that is a psychological theory. And it just so the thing is taking conscious time to relax. And if it's watching a movie for an hour and a half, okay, good. But that turning into binge watching, one YouTube after the next, crosses into not healthy. It just isn't healthy. So this is part of my theme, is taking time to actually relax in a healthy way, without plunking on the couch for hours and hours and hours in PJs. And also, I want to say dressing for success, but I'm really saying dressing for well-being, because the happiness comes first and success comes second anyway. So if we're doing this fake it till you make it thing, we're feeling good, we got the swag, wherever you are in the world, you got the swag. All the rest of it really comes together easily, because it's the inside that attracts all this other good stuff to us. It's the inside, our inner swag attracts, the positivity, attracts the job interviews, attracts getting the job, it attracts getting into all of it put together. It's about the inner swag, and sometimes having some outer swag can really pull us out of, a slump or a rut or a, post-pandemic, what do I do now kind of, mentality or mindset. And if you remember that we talked about an average habit, it takes about 21 days for an average habit to shift. And habits are not made or broken, as we discussed. They shift. Something's already there. So we've got a habit of being in schlep mode right now after the pandemic, which is hopefully seeming like it's over. And we're trying to shift out of that. So realize it takes effort. Anything in life worthwhile, takes effort, anyway. But it might be a little bit of a heavy lift at first to kind of really do this outward expression of self-respect. And Charles Duhigg actually does a lot with habits. If any of you are interested in looking that stuff up, we're talking about what might seem like a moderately heavy lift, and just but it can be a mojo. Just these 20-euro pants with the cool stripes, feeling very Barcelona. My $6 hat or €6 hat. I really felt like I had it going on. I was walking around all night last night, just woohoo, and that's also. Whether nail polish is your thing, people are different. I'm not a huge nail polish person. I'm not a huge makeup person. I got a new haircut, also not expensive at all. And the whole process was just so enjoyable. And I think after a pandemic, getting a new haircut and a new outfit is maybe seemingly simple, easy. Maybe some people might say shallow hell. It's not. It really, really isn't, because if we change our mindset, and mindset is everything, it's the inner respect, inner self-respect brought to the outside for the world to see. And it's not impressing people. It's not about approval. We went down that road, in some episodes. It's not about the approval meters on the inside, not the outside. It's just, I love me, I respect me, and I want to present my best self to the world. And I don't have to be going to work to do it. I don't have to be going to work to do it. And I actually have another daughter. Shani and I were talking about this. Our daughter Caitlin, all through the entire pandemic, and she did work through it with the homeless, actually. All through the entire pandemic, there was a while where she didn't have that job yet, so she was home for a bit. She dressed up every single day with the makeup, all of it. After she ran, she got dressed, and like she was, going straight to work, and she wasn't. She looked like $1 million, all put together. With just all the nice clothes, and she is into makeup, and she did her hair nicely, and she just had it going on. And then when she started working, same thing. It was just a routine. And looking back, I did it a little bit, not like she did. I definitely got dressed because I knew it was healthy, but not to the degree she did. And wow. And I watched her smiling and doing her thing and being productive. And it's just so good for us. And it's important to realize that not only is this an outward expression of self-respect, okay, it's also practicing good self-care, and it's in a way that's a good selfish, because sometimes people think, oh, it's shallow hell, oh, you're focused on how you looks and image and ego. No. Can it go that route when it gets over the top? Of course it can. Like some of the reality shows out there, actually one of our daughters loves the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and Jersey and these other things. I don't know those women. I don't want to judge those women. I just think I know it's obvious there's a lot of showboat stuff. We're not talking about that. We're talking about just putting our best feet forward, just every day in every way, and pulling our shoulders back, having good posture. This is all so important. And I think during the Rona, myself included, we really got away from this. In an ideal world, after being in Europe, I feel like I want to go get a personal trainer, which of course is out of my league. I can't really afford that. I'm definitely going to get it, work on chipping away at getting, putting together a new wardrobe and working on my core, because people are in very, very good shape over here, outside of the smoking thing. Not judging smokers, but that is a thing over here too. And of course the US is largely not about that. So that's one thing we can contribute there. Again, I'm not judging, just putting it out there. So the haircuts, dressing well, and practicing good self-care in a good kind of selfish way. It just says I care about myself. And in one of my YouTubes, I was talking about, win from within. It's really so true. We got to have that inner swag and inner self-love and inner acceptance and, inner respect. We've got to have that on the inside, because we're all walking around as, Our spirits are walking around encased in these lovely bodies, right? We're putting this energy out there. So whatever energy we're harboring is what I want to say. Harboring on the inside is how we're going to attract. We attract more of what we put out there. So the negative Nellies are attracting more negativity, and schleppiness attracts more schleppiness. Put togetherness attracts more put togetherness, and positivity attracts more positivity. It's just how it is. So my message today is to find your mojo, even if it's, again, it can be thrift store, it can be handmade, whatever, but it's time to change it up. Post Rona, time to change it up. A new and improved you is on their way to shine. So there we go. This is Kimberly Quinn signing off from Barcelona, Spain. Have a mindful, well-dressed day.